Hey chat, how are we doing today? I know that I am ridiculously late, but to be fair, I had a good reason. My cousin just flew back in from Europe, and we thought we'd just, well, me and the rest of the people in the house currently decided we'd go and visit him to make sure that he was doing alright. Because I believe he flew in at like 2, 3 o'clock this morning, and then just drove straight back to the house, which is, mind you, like I think a 3-hour drive? Like, taking into account traffic and all that. So, that's gotta be rough for him. So, oh, almost forgot to take my bracelet off. Fun fact, I cannot really do animation stuff when I have stuff on my wrists because it's uncomfortable for me to have my arms resting against my desk while I have stuff quote-unquote equipped. So, we left off, we just finished doing the God Ball. Now, the whole bit for today is literally just rigging an animation of a whole bunch of stuff. And I need to start making duplicates of these things. So that's going to be a real nuisance. Hang on a second. Where is the hinge ball, hinge pin, hinge upper, hinge lower? Did I apply a boolean at some point? I shouldn't have. Huh. Screw it, one less thing I have to worry about. Anyway, not my problem. So, we're gonna have to start making duplicates of these. So is there any way... Oh yeah, I can just straight up duplicate the collection and then just start chucking them underneath each of these. So duplicate another collection, chuck that in the weird ball. Duplicate that, chuck that in the neon ball. And just keep doing this until I've got everything with a hinge. Duplicate collection and evil ball. Duplicate that, chuck it in the god ball, and then hide that. Actually, I can just chuck it into spears instead of hiding it. Alright, so now this should be accurate. Now, does this boolean immediately into... And that's pinball 3. Okay, cool. So these actually automatically transfer the data for, like, the name of the thing they're booleaned to. Which is, quite frankly, extremely helpful. Yeah, this song feels exactly how I feel coming onto stream today. Very accurate representation, on God. So, I do have padding inside of here, that's fine. Also, I realize this has 34? Why does this have 34? Especially considering the fact that there's only 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I don't know why... Okay, so it's like 14 in total. Why does it say 34? That is such a weird... Huh? Regardless, anyway, I need to start doing some stuff here. So I'm gonna go into layout mode. Now this is, yeah, this is neon ball. I still haven't fixed the ribbon on this. So as if I put this on, y'all can probably tell that the ribbon hasn't been fixed. But I think it's fine. I think it looks decent enough. Like, you can tell that there's a sticker there, even if it is black. Alright, now if I... Okay, so what I need to do first, I need to add in... Okay, first of all, I need to parent some of this stuff. So I'm going to grab the internal here. Actually, first, I'm going to... Where is my... That's the pin boolean. I want the actual pin itself, please. So if I shift S and press to select it, because I'm going to make this be the rotation point, obviously, and in order to do that, I'm going to have to set a whole bunch of origin points. Well, just this one, actually. So if I set origin to 3D cursor, and then I can parent everything to this, and then that will just do this, so Control P, keep transform, that one as well. Sorry. And keep transforming. So now, if I grab this and rotate, yep, there we go. Alright, I need to, hang on a second. Why is that, huh? Why is that like that? Okay, weird. I didn't think that there was a thing here, but oh well. Get rid of that. So, grab this. Alt R. Nope. Where is my item tab here? So if we set that to 0, set that to 0. Now what I do need to do is I need to apply rotation, because it seems that I have forgotten to apply rotation for a lot of this stuff here. I forgot to do it like that. Nope. Okay, cool. So now I need to remember to parent this to this. Actually, would probably be the best idea. Transform. So now if I rotate this along the X, that opens up correctly. And now I can grab the internals here. Wait, did I? Oh, I forgot to I forgot to parent the sticker on here too. So if I grab that and Control P and parent that. Okay, now that should work correctly. Oopsie, I just entirely forgot that I had a sticker on this thing. Now, for this, like, I can rotate it up to 90 degrees, obviously, but then that's just gonna start clipping in. I don't really want that. I'm not gonna edit that for a second. I'll see how this looks first before I decide on editing anything. So, grab this, X, like that. And then grab all the internal stuff here. And that one. I want to set the origin point of this one first though. So right click, set origin to 3D cursor, and now I can parent this stuff. So that is the correct one, alright. Parent, transform, then that one there to that one there, parent it. Now, if I rotate this, yeah, now it's rotating. Oh. So, Alt R this thing. Now we've got a ball that moves. Now I do want a mask control for this, so I'm going to add in a empty sphere. Right, Alt G. Whoops, I forgot where my origin was. Okay, so now, if I grab this and this, I believe... Actually, I can even just grab the entire collection. So... Actually, no, I can just grab this. Like these two here. Make sure I grab the Boolean and pin. Grab this thing. And then Control P. Now I can... okay. Oh, right, I had everything grabbed, I forgot. Scale. Make sure that's actually applied. Cool. And now I can roll this around. I can move these independently. I think it's time to add some constraints to this thing. So, I need to figure out how to do this. Is there like a constraints? Yeah, right here. Okay, so add object constraint. And I want limit rotation? Yeah, that seems correct. So I'll limit X if I rotate that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Now, if I set this to 90. Okay, wrong direction. Can I swear, like, I probably, if I set that to negative, it's not going to work. Maybe I need to set the minimum to 90? Nope, that doesn't work. What about minus 90? Okay, cool. So yeah, clips on the inside. I don't really want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit this down a bit. If I grab this one specifically, grab that. Okay, I need to grab it down a bit further. Just to make sure it actually lines up with that thing. So how far down is that? So it's like 0.0017 minus. Okay, that should be okay now. I just need to remember to to edit that once I get to the other ones. Okay, that should be good. Now, I sort of want both halves to move, so maybe I half this then. And then this one, I add a rotation constraint to as well. So, limit rotation, same for... Oh, what have I done? Oh, I need to apply rotation on this thing too. So now if I do that, yep. And then, is this one 45 degrees? Yes. Probably need to set this to max though. Okay, there we go. And now if I grab this one. See, now that looks pretty good. It's not clipping in at all from the looks of it. Yeah, it's just barely got a gap there. And then, yeah, that should be fine. Now, I've got to do all of the Pokeballs as well. But this should be relatively easy. Or at least much easier than what I've been doing for the past few days. I think my computer would be thankful to have what is essentially an entire stream without having to deal with texture nodes. Alright, so that should be good. Are both of these. Okay, cool. Now for my next assignment, I do have to make a short animation, but I think I'm going to have one. So here's the concept, right, chat? So the idea is to have, because now I have 7 of these. Wait, do I have 7? I only have 6. Huh, I must have only ever had 6. I can make a 7th one. I think that'd be pretty funny. But the idea, right, is to have different Pokeballs come from different directions. So I could have, like, one come from this side, one come from this side. 2 from there, like, some going across. And then have the last one go up. Do, like, a fun little spin, like, movement. Open up. Like, maybe even, say, spin once, open up, spin again, and then shut, and then fall off screen. if that makes sense. Which means I'm going to have to make another Pokeball. Which means I'm going to have to go through the entire... Well, I say the entire process. I've already got the spear that I could. Actually, I do have an idea for a ball. And ball is going to be a very generous term for this because it's not going to be your traditional spherical one. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. So for now, I want to get rid of this one. And we'll pull up this one. Ah, almost forgot to put the empty into the neon ball. There you go. So bring up the hinge. Excellent. Ah, does this not have... I thought this had internal padding. Wait, if this doesn't have internal padding, where is it then? Because this thing already... Huh? I'm sorry? Is there somewhere where there's multiple internal paddings? Because for some reason that thing has like 30s whatever. Okay, I need to check something for a second here, chat. So, when I was looking just before, how this thing had 34 separate instances, if I get rid of this, and I say I cleaned up the data, if I pulled this up now, padding internal, there's 33 what the hell? Nani? Why is there just a whole bunch of internal padding that I can't even see, apparently? What in the hell? Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to do a bit of investigation. So I've got internal padding here and here. That's fine for the baseball. This one doesn't have anything. Pesky doesn't have anything. Why is it suddenly decided that basically everything here should have internal padding? And the worst part is I can't even tell which objects are using this data block. So why all of a sudden is there like 34 objects that are using this? If I cleared... Like, if I cleaned up the data blocks... There's, like, no data blocks to be cleaned up, I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing here. So, somehow, somewhere, there is a bunch of objects using padding internal. The thing is, I don't even think... Oh, it's the hinges. Somehow the hinges, got the padding internal. How did that happen? Huh? Okay, what a pest. So if we grab all of the hinges, and I do mean all of them, so select objects. Actually, let's go into this one here, which would absolutely have the same issue. So if I switch this back to... I had this set to metal, right? Not God Ball, hinge. Here we go. So I got set to hinge now. If we grab these... Grab those. Fix this silly mistake. I don't even know how I managed that. Must have been easy enough that I did it by accident. And then... Oh, gosh dang it. Okay, never mind. I thought I could select everything like that, but apparently I was wrong. So Control L, link materials. Okay. Oh wait, what I can do is I can actually select all of these. So that will select everything. And then that should still be on hinge lower. So if I link materials now, this should fix the issue. Yep, 29. This one though, this doesn't actually even register as a material. Alright, cool. So now I can go back up here and hide all of this stuff for now. And I can hide the spear too, because I don't need it right now. Alright, so now if I look at padding internal, well actually this doesn't even have internal padding yet. I have given it that particular thing. Here we go. Control C, Control V. Move that to the weird ball. And hide the spears. Now weird ball should have, yep, internal padding. Excellent. Just what I was hoping for. Right, I need to set the origin to 3D cursor. Did it not set to the 3D cursor? Oh wait, I'm in the shading workspace where that was like where I can't see those particular bits of information. And then Control P with transform. Grab that. Grab this one and parent it to the internal shell. Okay, apparently applying the rotation causes that to go in an unintended direction. So all I have to do is just switch the mirror to X again. I guess it didn't work like that on the neon ball because the mirror must have already been applied? If I had to take a guess. Alright, make sure this one has its origin set to the 3D cursor. And then that. Transform. Make sure that the rotation is applied and make sure that the mirror is in the correct position. Grab that one, parent that. And then Alt R. Cool. Then Shift A to add in that empty. Scale that in until it encompasses the entirety of the ball. Just like that. Then grab the hinge and the boolean. Don't need those two. Grab that one, grab that, and parent that all together. And now we should have a fully functioning rotational ball here. Now I just need to add constraints again. Now I think I was supposed to add constraints to the button too, which I'll do on the other one just over. Alright. Constraints. Go, so limit rotation. Same as last time, we set the min to -45. And then limit rotation again. Set the limit to max of 45, I believe it is the correct direction. Now for this one, I believe I have to constrain on the limit distance. Now, if I grab this, it might not even be distance. I think it might be location. Yeah, it's location. Also, I need to edit this. I don't know why it keeps giving me this weird object here, but I can just get rid of it. Right, now, where was I? Right. Now, if it's GMY that I want. So, minimum X and Y. So that shouldn't move. Now if I set this to, say, 0.01 meters. Okay, that's the wrong direction. That needs to be in the negative. That's still way too much. So let's divide that by 4. I don't think it's moving anymore. That's a bit irritating. Alright, why is this not the way I want it to? Okay. Let's set this to like -2. Okay, so it's obviously I have to move in the negative, maybe negative 0.5 meters. That's still way too much. Okay. Oh, I see. Because it's moving the negative, these need to be swapped around. So if I set this to -1, that's not going to move. If I set this in the positive... Okay, I think I get it now, chat. So like, it's almost there. Set this to 0.2, maybe? Okay, so that sets it to 0.0. Why am I doing this? 0, 1. So I don't want it to go too fast. I need to divide this by 2 until I can get to it as much as I want it to. Okay, it's like technically visible, but like I don't really want it sticking in that far. So let's half this again. Okay, yeah, so something that's a bit more flush. Okay, I think that's good. So as long as I copy the constraint over to every other one, because the button depth does not change between these, which is really helpful for me. So if I believe I can just copy this. If I go into the neon ball, I can... Okay, I can't paste that. Okay, that's a little annoying. So limit location. And then what did I have for this thing? Actually, can I copy constraints? No? Really? Yeah, for real, I literally cannot copy constraints, or at least not from that menu. There's probably something that I've seen before that I've just completely glossed over. That seems like the sort of thing I would do. So... it's negative 002 for that one. Okay. Negative 002. Just make sure it's actually negative. And then this one I can just set like that. Cool. And now, I actually just want to quickly check. Oh, interesting. Huh. So I bet if I rotate this... yeah, it's all janky and stuff. I believe there's... ah, right, here we go. So if we do local space for the owner... local space here, and then local space here. Now if I rotate these... yeah, the button stays in place. And now if I rotate this... yep. Right, now that should all be functioning correctly. I just need to remember to do the same on the weird ball. Make sure I change these to local space. And then Alt-G. There we go, and that's ball number 2 finished. Now I just need to do the base ball. Now, because I've already done this twice, it should be easy enough. So I just set the origin to 3D cursor, set the origin of this one to the 3D cursor as well. Now if I grab all of this stuff, make sure I grab the stickers. And then parent that. Keep transform, parent that, keep transform. X. Now what have I done here? I have done that correctly, right? What has gone wrong here? Is it because I haven't... okay, it's because I didn't apply the rotation. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I need to remember to chuck this into... I believe this is the weird balls one. Yep, that was the weird ball one. So... make sure that first of all I get rid of this weird blob in the back. So get rid of the vertices on that, then make sure I parent this to the internal shell. Now whenever I go to rotate that, that's good. Now I've already set the origin of that one. So keep transform on that, grab that one, and link it to this. Okay, I just need to apply the rotation on that. Oh, you need to make sure to do that too. Okay, and add in sphere, Alt-G, scale that down. Need to like really... why is it doing this? There we go. Alright, now I can grab this Actually, I might even make this slightly larger. There we go. Right. Grab the hinge pin. That one as well. Oh, dang it. Come on. And then that one as well as that one. And connect it up to here. Transform. Rotate that around to make sure I've got everything. Looks like I have. Alright, object constraints. Good old object constraints. Rotation. Limit all of that. I believe it's the min is like -45. Just double check to make sure I've got that. And the best part about the constraints is the fact that if I pull it all the way down now, it can't just clip through. Which is literally what these things are designed for. Like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Alright, got that. Cool. Now, the only thing I need to do, and I forgot to do it the last couple. GZ, and then 0.0017. And the minus. I believe is what the thing called for. Yep. Okay, I just need to remember to do it on the weird ball as well. So... limit location 0.002. There we go, and make sure that all of this is set to local space. So when I go to do animations, I don't get messed up. Nice. Right, just quickly back to the weird ball for a singular moment while I fix this. GZ and then 0.0017 minus. Cool. And right, that's 3 of 6 so far. Make sure that's chucked into the base ball. And then pesky ball. Honestly, I'm just like, I'm flying through these much faster than the nodes, that's for sure. Alright, does this one have padding? No, it does not, which means I'm going to have to yoink from the spears for just a moment. So, Shift D, move that into pesky ball. Alright, now pesky ball should have its own internals. And we start doing this. So, set the origin to cursor. Grab that. And then Control P, grab that, transform, grab this one, Control P, keep the transform, stupid bloody bug on my screen. Shitlink trying to interrupt my stream. I don't take any pleasure in doing that, but good lord, they can be irritating sometimes. It's one of those, what are they called, sandflies? I feel like it's the wrong season for them, but it's definitely not any other type that I recognize. Whatever it was, it quite literally got clapped. And that one there, Control P, and transform. Nice. So now I can access the internal of this one. Set origin to cursor, set 4. And transform. Control P, transform. And now this one I can just do that. Now this one I need to set back to 0 because I forgot to set the rotations on these. Now this one I just need to fix up the mirror. This one didn't have a mirror to begin with, which is fine. Alright, now time to add in the constraints to this one. So limit rotation. 5. Make sure I did that the right way around. This one, just grab the rotation. Not copy rotation, I want to limit rotation. Grab that. And max 45 degrees. Add in the empty before I forget, because my brain just conveniently decided to remind me that this was a thing that I needed to do. Okay. Grab these two. And Control P. Transform, make sure I put that in the pesky ball section. Okay, so that's got the 2 rotations here. Oh. And then this one is the same as before, just limit location. 2. Make sure that's negative. And then local space for all of these. Nice. I just want to make sure that I'm doing all of this correctly. Yep. Nice. Alright, so that's the pesky ball done. I've got 2 more to go, and then I am going to make a 7th ball. Well, quote-unquote ball. We'll see in a minute. Making the textures of this new one that I've got planned is going to be a bit odd. Right, so if I just quickly go into Evil Ball, that's the next one. As usual, just need to copy the heading and then move that to Evil Ball. And while I'm here, I'm going to make another copy so I don't have to go back and do this. I'm going to send it straight to Godball. Alright, cool. Let's just apply the rotations of both of these. And same with this side. Then set origin to cursor, same with this one. Now grab that, that, parent it. Try to get all this stuff. Transform. Alright, and now if I rotate this, I need to remember not to have that grabbed as well. And I almost forgot to do the pesky ball's hinge. GZ 7 and minus. Alright. And I need to do that for this thing too. GZ 0.0017 on the minus. Alright, cool. Now I just need to add in the spherical empty. G and scale. I figured that you can just wrap around the screen. That should be sufficient because I know the horns stick out, but that's a pretty reasonable amount of space where you would normally be grabbing it anyway. Grab that one, that, and grab that. Keeping the transform. Now it's time to add in some more constraints. Station. Minimum rotation max, just make sure they've got that in the right position. Accidentally grab the wrong thing. Okay, adding a constraint to this bottom here for location. 0.2 and go. That all this is only affected in local space, otherwise this will break. God, this button is so dangerous. Because like you're poking your fingers whenever you press that button, like without fail. That's achievable, and last one. Grab this, set origin to 3D cursor, also set this 3D cursor, that one, and transform, and make sure I grab both of these. Parent batch. Make sure I apply the rotations on both of these. And make sure that I fix the mirrors on both of these. There we go. Parent batch. And then just add in the to be large. That's probably about as large as I need it, huh? Alright, let's grab all this stuff and parent it, and we should be almost ready to animate, I think. I wonder if I can use tracks to preset a path for the balls to go on so I don't have to animate an arc for it. Like, it'll make more sense in a bit, but grab that one, parent it, and then make sure I add in the constraints and rotations. Rotation, let's copy rotation, I want to limit rotation. 5. I kind of would almost want to make the internal look, you know, more inviting, but I think this is fine. 0.0017 and the minus. Also, I need to make sure I do it for the spear too. P. This one. Limit. Location. 0.002. I see somebody that I know on Twitch has been playing Blueprints. And I swear to God, I saw that game like years ago, it feels like. Like, I feel like there was something that I saw in like maybe 2018. And like, it's only just now becoming popular. I swear I've seen this game before. I need to quickly check this. Blueprints. It's a puzzle adventure game that was released in April 10th of 2025. So, I feel like this game has existed for far longer than that. Why do I feel like... Released on the 10th of April 2025. What the fuck? Okay, no, I swear to you, chat. I knew this game existed since, like, at the very least before COVID. I swear, like, if it wasn't that particular game, it must have been a different one that had the same premise. But I promised you, this game existed well before this year. Like, it's the same premise. You place down, what was essentially cards, and basically, like, design your own route going through an area, and then you'd have, like, a limited whatever amount of, was it steps or something? I think that's the case in Blueprints as well. But, like, you had a certain amount of moves to make it through wherever you're going. Like, I swear this was a thing before. Like, I can't tell if I'm losing my mind, or if this has happened before. Okay, chuck that to Godball, and I think I've done all of these now. So now I'm going to go into Spears. I'm going to edit this to be 0.61 minus, there we go. Clean that up. And now I am going to... Hang on a second. Is Subdiv not working correctly on this? Just what it was. What the heck? Huh. Must just be me. Anyway, I'm gonna grab and duplicate this collection. I put this in shell design, and we're gonna make this cube ball. And it's gonna make more sense in a minute, I promise. So that's the internal paddings, ball top and bottom. Okay, cool. So this is going to be using something called, where is it? It's gonna be called remesh. So if I set this to blocks, I'm gonna set this to like maybe 5 would probably be the most appropriate. What if I just remove the, okay, like subdiv has no need here, basically. So if I set this to, the more I set it up though, like the more lag this computer's gonna get. So I need to be wary. Okay, yeah, set it to basically that. And I'm gonna make sure I remove disconnected, threshold, smooth shading. Is that required? Probably not. Alright, so I'm gonna set the same this side. So I'm gonna remove subdiv I'm gonna add in the remesh. Add in 5. Yeah. And then make sure I set the scale down. So I have to like make all of these cubic, which is comically funny to me. I don't know why. It's just like, it's just gonna be square. Like all squares all the time. Actually, I could probably even rename this. Instead of cube ball, I'm gonna call this box ball. Or even just box ball. Yeah, that works. And have we not heard this song already? Or am I just imagining that? Okay, and set that to that. And the song is back. Okay, cool. So I need to hide some of these. So I'm going to need to hide both of these. I'm going to need to change this. I'm going to start removing the bevels too, because the bevels are going to be more or less worthless here. So if I... Actually, bevel isn't entirely worthless here, and the only reason for that is because I can just set it to angle instead of weight. And that would technically work. Now this one is a little bit tricky. Because these actually need to be messed about with. Until it's somewhat consistent. And the problem is, like, this is also just a little bit out of shape. I suppose the internals aren't going to matter too much, but the externals definitely do. Actually, that's a lie. The internals do matter because it's actually clipping through. Bruh. Okay, so that should be fine, maybe? Because, like, the thing is, I want to try and avoid all the stuff clipping through on the outside. So I think probably the best option here, instead of doing that, is just to scale this in a smidge. I'll scale the both of these in. So just do that and scale these in slightly. Until it's well within bounds. Okay, this is like a little bit messed up. If I set this to 6, that's just going to make my life slightly worse, most likely. So if I set the scale down a bit. Yeah, seeing the scale down is not going to help here either. I really want this design to work. I'm going to have to hide these. I'm going to have to mess about with this just a smidge. Get rid of the bevel modifier. That's not going to work here. Okay, so I'm going to scale this up, and then I'm going to set the scale of this further down. Now if I get rid of the full bottoms here... Ah, it's still sticking through. I don't want it to stick through. Okay, what if I set it to be like this? So there's like some cubic stuff here, but like it's not... Ah, but it's sticking through the back though. And if it's sticking through the back, it's not going to be really all that helpful. Okay, that's... Where now? Huh. Okay. Alright, let's see. Scale, Shift Z. Yeah, but if I scale that too far in, it's going to be obvious that there's gaps whenever this is animated. Ah, what a pest. Maybe I could just make the outside be voxelized and have the internal be smooth, but in all honesty, I think it'd just make it look weird, right? Like, I don't think I'd be the biggest fan of it. So, delete hierarchy. Duplicate collection. Box ball. So if I got rid of these and added in a remesh for this. And did that, Control L and copy modifiers. Yeah, that's like that. And then this is, for some reason... Oh, right, the subdiv wasn't even on. Alright, let's fix that up. Yeah, it seems strange to have, like, a cubic outside, but a smooth internal. So if I want to do this, I'm going to have to, somehow make this cubic. So remesh this into blocks. Same with this side. The problem is, like, this is a hole now. That could be made like that. If I vanish these two for a second. Okay, it's like not awful, not great, but not awful either. Like if I made it like that. The problem is, right, is this section here. So I need to, like, faff about with this until it does what I want it to. Okay, so is this going to be enough? That looks to be about as good as I'm going to get it, most likely. So if I put these two back... Ah, it's still clipping on the outside. Problem is, if I scale this out, it's not going to conform to that bit anymore. So if I... Okay, it's just going to create more. Now, that no longer seems to be doing anything from the outside. If I remove this, it now has holes again. God damn it. Can you please fix your holes? Like, it's, I promise you it's not that hard. Yeah, and then there's just even more issues there. If I... Yeah, I shouldn't need to do that. Now if I re-add this, like these two back in, that should be fine. Like, I don't think that... Like, I could just extrude these ones out and it would just look normal. Okay, that's probably as good as I'm going to get it. So if I grab this one here. Might have to apply this one, I think. And this one, I can probably literally just make this one a cube. I could just do this via thing though. Where is my generate? And then rehash. Blocks. Honestly, I think that's the most fitting. It's just this style. Okay, and then edit mode. So I do... Oh wait, I've already gotten rid of it on this one, I think. Possibly. I have not. Okay, goodbye. Alright, so we've got mostly cubic now. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to do the internal padding. Because this is going to definitely be vastly different. So, subdiv can go, bevel can go. Apply the solidify, apply the mirror. Okay, so now we've got this. Now we just need to generate a remesh for this. Now, why is there only half? Interesting. So it seems that remeshing this just doesn't work as in... It works on this side. Huh? Okay, I wonder if this would be entirely useless in this case then. Because the only reason there's gaps there is because in the original mesh there is gaps. There is gaps in the original mesh. So I wonder if having these two in might actually just be entirely pointless. And then those two. Okay. I also want to make this cubic as well. So if I do a remesh here and set it to blocks. Yeah, that's appropriate. And then I can just do the same on this side. There we go. We have this one now. And same for this one. Just do... Where is it? Generate remesh. Blocks. Now for this one, I think I have to have the remesh after the boolean. Oh, before the boolean, rather. So I think I'll do that, like, the same in every case. So same with this one, I'll add a generate to this. So generate the remesh and like that. Get rid of the bevel because that doesn't help. Get rid of that one, that doesn't help. Actually, I think I might have to have this after all of these. The problem is it's like so tiny. I wonder if I have to redo this one. Because if I get rid of this, that's like basically what's expected of it. So if I hide this thing, yeah, it just has a circular one. So the remesh is probably going to have to be after all this stuff then. Doesn't need to be smooth, neither does this one. Okay, I think that's probably about as good as I'm going to get it. Alright, cool. And put that in shell designs. Now for this thing, I probably just want to do like a standard Pokeball texture color, most likely. Or I can even do this Minecraft color. So, like, I've got a couple different options here. So I can do something like this, right? Hang on. That had a completely different result than what I was initially intending for it. So I could do... This isn't a great image, but we'll do. So I can do like something themed around Pack PNG. Otherwise I could do like Steve colored. Like I could do something along those lines. I could do that actually. I could just like do the bottom be like a dark blue and then the top be a turquoise blue. I think that might work. So I'm going to... Here's the issue, right, chat? The scratches on this are going to be an absolute annoyance because there is no good logistical way to do scratches on a ball like this. So either I keep the scratches and it looks strange, or I don't keep the scratches and it would still look strange. Let's just grab the Pokeball top, make a dupe of this, do Vox Ball top, and then I don't need this one, because there's no intention to have that there. Grab those, get rid of them, get rid of this. And then this one, I'm going to color pick Steve's shirt. Probably from the, well, I say the official Minecraft artwork. Let's go. Let's try and color pick his skin specifically would be the most helpful. Oh good lord, I am so glad that I had this off screen because some of the stuff that I can see on here is... Let's just say I thought my 3D model renders for Minecraft were a bit poor. Some of these are... Oh, there's the stupidly jacked Steve. I was wondering how long it's going to take me to see that. Let's pick up... So there's like so many different options I can pick here. And all of them have different colors. That's the only issue. Ah, don't even need to scroll down too much to find Herobrine in this slot. Of course not. Okay, I'm gonna pick the... This is gonna be a strange shout. I'm gonna color pick the Nintendo, like the Smash Bros. Steve. So I'll grab that. And I can probably get away with doing this for now. That looks like diamond, and that kind of slaps, I'll be honest. Probably do with a little more roughness though. Let's do 0.4. Now, going to do this. Actually, you know what? The scratches and scuffs kind of work on this. I thought it wasn't for a bit there, but it might work. So I'm going to try messing about with these just a smidge. hybrid, multifractal perhaps. Hetero terrain, FBM. I'm probably going to go with hetero terrain. Yeah, because that seems a bit more consistent for what I'm aiming for here. Okay, let's have a look, see how this works. So there's the cracks for the outer shell. Going to grab this one here. Going to change the positioning of those, change the positioning of this. And then I'm going to just edit this down a smidge. Okay, that should be fine. And then this one, which is the much larger cracks in the shell. I'll make this like that. Alright, cool. Alright, the noise texture and color ramp should stay out there for now. Alright, now if I do this, that's like a brilliant blue as well. Hopefully the stream isn't getting too upset about me doing this. Just going to switch out that for a moment. Before my stream, well, my OBS rather starts screaming at me. Alright. Just switch back to this. Alright. Should be good for that one. Now I'm going to set this to be the same. Okay, just go box all top. Make this box all bottom. And color pick Steve's pants in this case. So now if I look at this through here. Okay, that honestly I think that kind of works. I'm not sure about the rest of the chat, but I personally think that works quite well. Now the only issue I have is that some of these like there's gaps here, which I am going to have to do something about. I'm probably going to have to apply the remesh on one of these. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the third color, though. Like, I assume I'll just do metal, but, like, a much brighter metal color. Right, and just get rid of this one for now. Because I just want to work on the bottom. So if I grab this one. Alright, now I can just faff about with this until it works. Like, the thing I have to be worried about is like stuff like this. So if I just do this first and just make sure I've got everything in the position I prefer it to be in. Cool. Now, for some reason that is blackened. I could have sworn this would have turned into... Ah, it's because red mode, duh. Okay, now if I turn the principal PDF on... Yeah, you can see the cracks where it's like chipped away in that. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now this one's internal plastic. I don't want it to be. So I think, do I need to create an entirely new set for this, or do I just use the hinge texture? Actually, there is one other thing I could do. I'm gonna grab the plastic. I'm gonna see if I can make a copy of this. So I'm gonna hide this for now. So that's gonna give me this texture here. If I make a duplicate of this, internal plastic blocky. Now I'm pretty sure if I mess about with this, I could very well cause this to basically just go square. Okay, I just did that. Does this not look like foam to anyone else? Like, EVA foam? Like, if I pull up... If I pull this up and... like this, yeah. Does this not look the same to anyone else? How the hell did I manage to do that by accident? I swear this is like a game of, I wouldn't say Infinite Craft, but like one of those Elemental God games. Except I just accidentally make materials that look like pre-existing materials. Like, I don't know how I managed it. Not even... right, that was set to 0. So, the detail's fairly important on this. What about roughness? Can I set this to other dimensionals that would cause it to become square? Okay, that caused it to turn into lines. But it's probably not there. Okay, it's probably not that one either. That. Not roughness. Is there another texture I can use for this? I could try checkered texture, but I don't think that's going to work here. We can give it a swing though. So if I set the scale up on this... okay, there we go. It needs to be like really specific. Probably set it to the same 350 that I had the other one at. And like, you could argue that this is like the cubic equivalent of plastic. Yeah, that could work. And I'm actually gonna set that to be what the texture is. And then this one, obviously, I'm just gonna have this be the button, like the button decal texture. So if I bring these back, okay, it's not awful. But honestly, I think it would probably look better if I set this to be metal instead of plastic. So I'm going to try the hinge texture instead. Okay, like seeing it to the hinge texture does give it a bit of a strange issue. So I'm going to set this to be white, set the metallic to 1, set the roughness down to probably 0.3. So like it's not too reflective, right? And then which is it subsurf? No, it's specular. And then anisotropic, just make sure that it looks halfway decent. Now if I return these two, Okay, it kind of makes more sense. I feel like these should not be nearly as crystal though, so I'm just going to set these to 0.5. So it has like that more painted texture to it. I mean, like, the design's okay. I feel like the coloring is a bit weak though. That's my only issue with this. But there isn't any other good colorations for... I forgot about the human Steve with a square head image. Is there any other good colors I could do? Like, I've already got the, shirt and the pants. Using the skin's gonna be not really helpful. Maybe... Okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a strange shout, but we'll give it a try. If I change this to the button texture. No. This one to the button texture. I could probably set this to be the hinge instead. Okay, it's certainly an odd one, especially with some of these cracks here, but certainly far from the worst looking thing I've made today. Okay, that works. Now, all I've got to do is just fix this section here up, because it is not looking the greatest, I must admit. Or just one of these in general. If I hide these two, just get rid of them. The button doesn't show through, does it? Like, I'm pretty sure the back side's actually covered. Ah, crap. I forgot about that. Okay, I don't think the button is poking through that side. It's just this internal section here. So if I start connecting these together... Oh, there's like a... Is there a few holes here? If not, I'm just gonna basically connect these ones together. Alright, grab this one. Alright, I need to apply the remesh for this to work properly. Do I really need to apply the mirror and the remesh? That's annoying. So if I grab these, extrude them down. Actually, how large is this face? It doesn't really say, does it? It just shows the position of it, doesn't show the actual scale. I can figure this out with the measurement tool though. If unless I can just S in general, 0. It doesn't tell me how much it's removed though. Okay, I guess I'll just be doing this then. And that also doesn't tell me. Yippee. That was basically worthless. Alright, how do I delete all of them? X to remove active ruler. You could at least just not do that. Okay, none of this is helpful. Why can't I... Okay, it's 0.002. So I'd say 0.0029. Okay, so if I grab this, the 0.002, 0.0029, and the Z. Honestly, that's close enough. So if I grab each of these, easy, 0.0029. About as close as I'm going to get. Now, if I bring these two back, it probably clips slightly, but that's the least of my problems with this particular Pokeball. Like, the fact that this is clipping is not really an issue here. In fact, I could probably even... now that could be an issue, is the fact that this is partially clipped inside. Okay, let's try... Okay, I can't scale this in the X. I forget that that's a thing. Alright, that's a little bit irritating. Let's try grabbing this. Instead of... Because it's not going to be obvious that it's grid-like, I can actually just grab all of them and bring it down anyway. So, that's S, E, Z, and 0.0029. And then I can grab some of these and then just G, then X. Actually, I can just Alt E and Street Manifold, right? And this is 0.002. 18. That's pretty close. Alt E, Street Manifold 0.0018. Okay, it's like not too off-putting, I don't think. Now if I bring these two back, and I set this to be like that. Yeah, I don't think it's too obvious that I've edited that. I mean, like, it's clear it's voxel, but it's not clear that it's been too edited. Which is probably the best I can hope for. But why is the bottom clipping in? Excuse you. Okay, oh well. Now, probably the best way to do padding in this would just be to make a cubic sphere and then just cut it in half, possibly. But I don't think that's going to be too helpful in this case. So I'm just going to keep the ball like this, because it's not going to be open for the animation. The one that's going to be open for the animation is Neon. I'll just have it like flying across the screen, like from the side, probably be my easiest option. This has apparently got a hole in it. A hole that it just probably didn't want to do anything with. Like, I know there's an indent, but that was just straight up a hole. I can probably just keep it because it is still being filled in by the internal. If I look at this... Okay, it's kind of fugly, actually. So maybe I do want to fix this. Just... but that, if I move that, it's too much at that point, isn't it? Yeah, because then it just starts breaking the front as well. Actually, no, that's the way the front normally looks. Never mind. Okay, so if I do this one where it actually does look a bit more normal. And up here, that should be good. Like, going past, not many people are going to notice it anyway. Alright, should be good for that one. Alright, so, I guess, because the material is already done, I suppose I can just go ahead and put this all together now. So, apply the rotation, make sure I fix the mirror up. Same with this one. And then grab that, grab that. Actually, I need to make sure I set the origin to the 3D cursor first. Then Control P. Grab that one and Control P. Cool. And then parent that one. And same with this bottom one, which thankfully I don't have to parent nearly as many things this time around. Set origin to 3D cursor. Grab that. Control P. Keep transform. And then if I rotate this... What is that? Oh, right, the internals. Probably be a good idea if I parented those. Keep transform. Right, got it. Now, all I have to do is just start adding some constraints to these. And same as before, make sure that the rotation is at negative 45 to the minimum. Then this one, make sure that the rotation is set to max of 45. And then this one, do limit location 0.002, and I need to make sure that's actually negative 0.00025, because I know I don't have that copied anymore. Cool. And of course, as usual, make sure they're all in local space. And make sure I actually get a empty in here. Sphere, G. Actually, scale this down a bit. Come on. Okay, that's a bit better. Alright, grab the hinge pins. So grab those, grab that, grab this, parent it. And now we have this. Whee! Alright, cool. So now we've got extra one extra ball, and hopefully it should make the animation just a bit smoother. I mean, regardless, I can work on this tomorrow, and I very well might. Because I have just realized that despite me trying to start stream as soon as possible, it is still 5:30, and I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be coming looking for me soon. So I'm sorry, but that is where I'm going to end off stream. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Like, it's not the 2 hours, but hopefully tomorrow I should have considerably more time to just be able to stream. Anyway, I shall see y'all in the next stream.